What's up, guys? This is Travis from Michigan. I'm 30 years old, and I'm just getting back into riding for about the past summer, and I've been training with the Moto Academy.
All right, guys, welcome back. Episode 2 of the Moto Academy. I already screwed up. Welcome back, Episode 2. Moto 2, I guess we can call it, of the Moto Academy Podcast, where I talk to myself and you guys watch me ride my dirt bike all at the same time. Yesterday I started and I got a flat tire on a jump face and almost killed myself. So I'm just going to start all over again today because I forget where I was in that conversation. Daniel just changed my tire. He was nice enough to put a new tube in. And then we also put some new bolts in my back fender so it doesn't fall out. Hopefully the bike will make a little bit less noise. I haven't got warmed up yet today, so it might take me a minute to get into a flow, but we'll just hop right in. I actually wrote my talking points down. Oh boy, it's hard to do this without any type of warm-up. Wrote my talking points down on my crossbar pad, so you guys can see it right here, so I'll kind of know what to talk about the whole time, which is nice. So, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I competed in a 24-hour race in Glen Helen last weekend, which was a complete blast. Probably one of the more fun experiences I've ever had. Completely different. I've never done any type of woods race, enduro, desert race, anything like that. Whoa. So all of that was a new learning experience. Not to mention, we did it on a 1994 WR 250, and the Rocky Mountain ATV MC guys, part of the competition is they were only allowed to spend $1,500 total on the bike. That included purchasing the bike and getting it to run, which is insane. So pretty much it was a piece of crap, but I will say the bike did absolutely amazing considering to make it 24 hours straight. 4 different riders. We had a team of 4 on a 20-minute course of just like gnarly single track desert over the top of mountains on the motocross track of Glen Helen that they just got more and more rough. It was so many different variables. It was insane. So I have a whole nother level of respect now for any type of GNCC rider, any type of desert rider. I mean, that stuff's scary. The one thing I noticed is that you just couldn't be complacent. In motocross, like riding this track right now, I can talk to you guys, I can slack off, I can get out of position a little bit and get away with it because I know pretty much what's going to happen. Let's hit this thing. There we go. Nice. And there are variables, of course, and there's a lot of variables, but it's nothing like riding on the desert and riding those trails. Because you can think you're good, and then the second you think you're good, you catch a rock that is actually stuck in the ground and not just floating. And next thing you know, it's sending you flying one direction or the other. So you have to make sure that you're in the perfect attack position at all times. So it was 20-minute lap times. My first time out, I think I did 4 laps, I did 5 laps. Second time out, I did 5 or 6. So I was riding, an hour and a half to 2 hours a clip, standing up in the attack position the whole time. It was completely exhausting. Ow. Starting to get more comfortable on this bike though. And man, it was just something else. It started so fun. In the middle of the night, it became completely miserable. It was just, it was a mental battle is what it was. It was kind of like, for those of you that can relate, maybe on a long road bike ride or something that's long and physically grueling for an extended period of time, where you go through these mental highs and lows of feeling good and then feeling like you want to quit feeling like you're gonna die, and then having a second wind out of nowhere. It was a roller coaster. And it was funny watching everyone else go through the same emotions and the ups and downs. All right, now I'm starting to scrub it. It's getting a little bit less of an impact on the landing when I scrub that thing. I'm rolling this double in because it's so loud and so much wheel spin trying to double into that. These talking points on my handlebars are going to help quite a bit. I just got to look down at them in the air here so I can see. So the night aspect, I've never ridden in the night other than mountain bike stuff. So I've had an idea for mountain bike riding and doing night rides of sort of what to expect. But being on a dirt bike, different ball game. Not to mention our light setup was completely terrible. Couldn't see barely anything. And the problem was when you went off of the motocross track, they were keeping the motocross track watered, which was nice. And then as soon as you go to the desert, forget about it. You had to strategize your entire race around making sure you'd get to the desert when nobody was in front of you. There was a couple times where I screwed that up, and I'm talking, you couldn't see an inch in front of your face. It was so brutal and so scary. And the fear was, okay, am I going to rear end somebody? Am I going to fly off this cliff? Is somebody going to rear end me because I'm going too slow? You couldn't see enough to have any gauge of that. Not to mention, it's California desert. It got down to like 41 degrees at night. So you're completely freezing. You're not able to sleep because you don't have enough time to really take any significant nap. And gosh, that was the most grueling part, right? Like going to sleep in the Sprinter van for 30 minutes and all of a sudden they're knocking on the door. Hey, he's on his last lap, start getting geared up, and you're just like, are you kidding me? And having to go out completely exhausted and then ride this course in the middle of the night. It felt like a dream. It was pretty insane. But again, like, cool experience, if nothing else. It's like doing one of those long road bike rides where you hate it in the moment and then you get done afterward and you realize how cool it was. So I have a YouTube video coming out from that whole day, hopefully in the next week or two. I'm just waiting on GoPro footage from those guys to put that video together. Whoa. That was my first ever whip on this thing. I almost fell off. I didn't have anything to grip. Because normally when I do a whip, I'd be gripping the shroud right here, and I took the shroud off, so my foot just kind of almost fell into the tire. That was a little scary. What else? Oh, knees. I've written down in my crossbar pad, knees. So those of you that know, may or may not know, last year I switched to the TP199 knee shin guard. I wore a knee brace my entire career prior to that. And Travis Pastrana talked me into switching to the knee pad, and I've loved them ever since. Raced Supercross in them. All of my riding right now I have them on has been done in them. But riding the woods in the desert with a knee pad as opposed to a knee brace, I didn't like. Because although I did keep my feet on the pegs the whole time, and basically stayed standing up in the attack position the whole time, there was multiple occasions where, like I said, I would just hit a random rock and it would send me flying, or I'd have to dab my foot really harsh out of nowhere and unexpectedly and have the whole weight of the bike on my leg. There was also a time when I hit a tree and flew off of the trail, and the bike fell right on my knee, and I got very lucky. It actually fell on my bad knee that I've done my ACL on before, so that was a little scary. And I think if I were to do something like that again, I would probably wear a brace just to have a little bit more protection from, first of all, impact if I did God forbid, hit my knee on a tree or anything like that, or got it stuck in between the bike and a tree, or the bike and a rock. And then, secondly, if you do need to put your foot down in a really technical situation, that you're not hyperextending or tweaking the knee too bad. So for those of you that ride off-road a lot, just a little input on that, a little bit of personal opinion on that. That's forming a nice rut. What else we got here? Food. A lot of people asking about what I ate, what I hydrated with prior to that 24 hours and in that 24-hour period. So leading up to the 24 hours, nothing new, nothing different. I'm pretty well hydrated and my nutrition's pretty good for the most part, so I didn't change anything too much leading up to the event. Oh, gonna case it. But during, what I did is I had my camel pack filled with Pedialyte the whole time. And then when I'd come off, I would drink a Gatorade just to get some sugars in me to kind of refuel the carbs that I would burn. And a little bit of water as well. And then as far as nutrition, and that's key, having the Pedialyte, having the Gatorade, because you want to get that sugar back in you right after intense workout. And the Pedialyte is good because it has less sugar to drink during a workout to really just try to get those electrolytes into you the best you can. If you're drinking just straight water, it's not really going to hydrate you. You're just going to continue to pee it out. And I know that sounds obvious to some of you guys, but a lot of people have no idea about that. So I actually felt very good hydration-wise and nutrition the whole time. Food, I ate a ton of bananas, a ton of Cliff Bars, had some oatmeal, had some ham and cheese sandwiches, had a bunch of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, had some scratch gummies that were basically just sugar and some carbs, sugar. Trying to think what else. That's really it. Pretty much little snacks that were easy to get down. I think I had a protein shake at one point. I probably ate 8 to 10,000 calories. I was just non-stop snacking the whole time because I didn't want to end up in a situation where I was hungry at any point. All right, something's starting to sound a little funny back here. Let me just do a quick check. Make sure he didn't screw me up here. Tire pressure, chain, good. Spokes, good. This thing just makes me nervous because that's like a 90-foot tabletop. And I'm coming down pretty hard on it every time. I really don't know how much these Altas can take, but this is a good test. What else we got? Oh, another big question, and this is really interesting to strategize and see how it would work, was, oh boy. I think my front fender's falling off. Maybe that's what I'm hearing. Who knows? Something's starting to sound a little loud. So strategizing speed and managing my fitness while out there. The strategy was, and I'm very good at this anyways, standing up in the attack position, riding at my normal, probably 70% speed. So it was something that I could go out and do for 2 hours straight, no problem, but still be going pretty fast. But to be quite honest with you, that's pretty much the speed I'd ride in a Supercross event anyway. I'm always very conservative with how hard I'm riding. And my technique is pretty efficient. So feet stayed on the pegs the entire time, stood up probably 95% of the time, very minimal movements. And it was actually very easy for me to go 2 hours at once. In fact, what was the hardest thing, got an itch on my nose, the speaker keeps, or the mic is fuzzy and it keeps brushing up against my face. And it's scratching me. The hardest thing was actually my vision. So not just being able to not see, but I think the problem was with all the dust. I was straining my eyes so bad for so long that I wouldn't blink. And I think that if I was to blink, I was like gonna miss my mark or whatever. So pretty sure I wasn't blinking, which is definitely not good. That combined with just how much dust there was, my eyes were in so much pain. So comment below, guys, if you're I think the bike's starting to lose power here. If you're a woods guy, do you struggle with vision and your eyes hurting? Like, is that a thing? Because I've never ever had that happen. I have 20/20 vision. I thought I had perfect vision. But my vision, with my eyes, were the one thing that affected me absolutely the most. Yeah, my battery's dying. You can see it blinking. What it's doing now is the bike's starting, because I started this with like 40% battery. It's going into energy conservation mode, and it's still fast, but it doesn't have the top speed that it had 5-10 minutes ago. So let me know in the comments, guys, how you feel about your vision in the enduro stuff. Yeah, I barely had, this is actually really hard to clear now. What else we got written down here? Manage speed, energy, eyes, food. I think I covered all of it. So my vlog will be out from that Glen Helen 24-hour race, hopefully next week. Had a blast. Let me know, guys, if there's any other events like that I can hop in on and be a part of, because I would love to. Like, that was so much fun, and I actually think I was pretty good at it. I was running low 18-minute lap times on this 1994 250 two-stroke that was basically falling apart under us. We had to do the top end one time. The power valve fell out. The bike was just basically dying underneath us. And I think that just made it more fun. So if there's other events like that, let me know. And what else I got going on? We have a launch date for the Moto Academy partnership. Tentatively speaking, that's going to be November 19th. We're going to tease it the couple weeks leading up to that. So you guys will be able to kind of get an idea here very soon what's happening within the Moto Academy. Super exciting. Daniel's out here with me now too. Track's pretty good. And I'm going to buy another Alta, so we're going to start having some guests with me on these things. I have Tyler from the MX Factory coming to hang with me next week. So I'll be shooting some videos with Tyler from the MX Factory, which is super cool. I'm going to try to get an Alta before he gets here, so him and I can film. The battery's on completely zero, so I'm just going to not hit any jumps just in case it dies out of nowhere. But let me know what you guys think in the comments of this podcast. Did I do better than episode 1? Was it the same? Do you love the idea? Do you hate the idea? I think it'll be pretty funny when I have my facility built up in Connecticut, and then down in Florida, I'm going to have tracks built there that I can ride together with my co-hosts, have them mic'd up with a Cardo system so we can talk to each other and hear each other, and then record with the GoPros and the Rode wireless mics like I'm recording from right now. As long as they have the ability to be able to ride casually like I do, it's easy enough. I bet you my heart rate while recording this the last 20 minutes hasn't got over 120 at absolute most. As long as they can manage their heart rate as good as I can, and they can talk at a low level like I can, I think it should be a pretty funny concept. Definitely, I've never seen anything like it. It's better than watching a podcast of two guys sitting in a chair talking to each other, right? So this is episode 2, the Moto Academy Podcast. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Make sure you subscribe to the Moto Academy. And I'm going to go put this Alta away and put it on the charger before I have to push it back, because that would be annoying. Alright guys, thanks for all the love in the videos. Subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe to the Moto Academy before I get involved with this partnership because price is going to go up once I partner, and once that launch date, November 19th, the price will go up. Everybody before that will be grandfathered in. So get signed up now, make it cheaper for yourself, get some insider info on the whole deal, and appreciate everybody's support over these last 6 months or so. Things have been pretty darn cool. So here's my talking points. Boom. Worked out pretty good, didn't it? Got 361 miles on this thing. Battery's dead. Track's good, huh? You okay? Yeah, battery's dead. it was like 40% before going into today, unfortunately. Tire's good though, so thank you. All right, guys. Nice knowing you. Toodaloo.